Finding one's purpose is a lifelong journey, one that never ends, always changes, and never gets easier. But don't let that discourage you. I used to struggle with not knowing my own purpose and what I was here on this earth to do. Recently, I reconnected with a friend who had a similar problem in her life. It can be confusing at times because we know all these things about the world and we know how we feel about these things, but one thing that you can never truly know and you will never really know is yourself. Like, who am I? And I don't really know, Everybody goes to different places for these answers, so I couldn't just tell her what helped me and expect her to use that and find her purpose because she's gonna have a different route. I have a friend who goes to God for his answers like that. He will ask God and God will tell him. That's not me. I looked within and found my answers. And a lot of the time when we're looking for our purpose, we're asking ourselves the wrong questions, when we should instead be telling ourselves the right answers. When I was young, I wanted to know what I wanted to do for my life. I was thinking, what could get me a Hellcat? What could get me an icy chain? What could get me what I want in life? But to find your true purpose on this planet, the answer is going to be deeper than that. And the question I ask people when they have this similar struggle is, what would you do for work if money weren't a thing? Not if money weren't a problem, if money didn't exist. Now, this question usually gives people pause. They take a minute to respond to it, but their answer always gets them to the place that they're trying to get. Everybody has hobbies in this world. Everybody has interests. And it's hard to pinpoint your own because, like I said, you'll never truly know yourself and you change constantly. But if you're able to figure out what your interests are and take those interests and find a way that you could do that in a marketplace that would make it valuable, then you'll find finding your purpose is not as intimidating as it seems. I saw a video of Pharrell Williams speaking on the same topic and he put it very well. And I'm going to put that around here in the video.
Find something that you love to do. Something that you would do for free just because you were happy to be there. Like you'd be happy to be an intern, right? Number two, try to find like a vocation connected to it. Do whatever it takes. Find a vocation that is connected to something that you love so much that you would show up for free. So those are two things. Number three, if you can find a way to service humanity as well with that job, well, now you have a dream job that you wake up every day and feel like you get paid for free. And you are also contributing to good karma or goodwill. Like, that's the reason why you start a business, if you're going to start one.
Money isn't real. You know, it feels like it is because, we need money to pay bills. We need money to do this. We need money to do that, bro. But you're going to get more money than you ever seen, bro. Like a life-changing amount in your hands. You're going to feel the exact same. So building your life in pursuit of money is a recipe for disappointment. The feeling of the money and the excitement from the money will fade, but what will not fade will be your genuine love for what you do. Alright, y'all, so I'm going to tell you guys a little story. All my life, I wanted a Dodge Challenger, and I saved up for one for probably like a year. And when I finally had enough money around that time, I took a trip to Atlanta. And in Atlanta, of course, I wouldn't have a car. So when I went on that trip, I rented a Dodge Challenger because I was like, all right, I'm probably going to get one, so I'll see how it drives. And driving that Dodge Challenger was amazing, man. It was amazing, but in that driver's seat, it felt empty because the only reason I wanted that car was for my ego. I didn't want it because I wanted it. You feel me? I didn't want it because my soul felt like, okay, a Dodge Challenger would make me complete. My desires told me that a Dodge Challenger would make me more attractive, look more professional, so to speak, and really convince people that I was who I am. That part of me that wanted that car was not the part I should have been following. It was my ego compared to my spirit. And that's what I want to draw the distinction between when finding your purpose, because there's a purpose for your ego. There's what your ego wants you to do in the world, but then there's what your spirit needs you to do in the world. And if you only listen to your ego, if you only listen to your flesh, then you will be steered in the wrong way 10 times out of 10. When it was time for me to go back and buy that Challenger, I didn't buy it because, I sat down in that car and realized it was just a car. I'm going to sit down in that car and have the same problems I have in my Impala. When you're on that journey to finding your purpose and you think you found what it is, ask yourself, who wants this? Is it me or is it my spirit? And the one that feels right with your spirit is the one that's going to stick. The one that doesn't can go and should go. On this topic, I want to talk about detaching yourself from material things and the success that would come from it. Because, some people's purpose is to be a painter. But if you let your ego convince you that you need to be a graphic designer because graphic designers get paid more, then you'll just be an average designer when you could have been the best painter. If you get distracted by the material belongings, by the icy chain, man, because we all just want to get there as soon as possible, but that's not what's going to get you there. What's going to get you there is doing what you love and genuinely loving it, genuinely loving every minute that you do something difficult that the other people who do it aren't willing to do, making the sacrifices they're not willing to make, and being okay with it because you care so much about it. Now, servicing humanity. Servicing humanity never gets old. I have a homegirl who her entire personality trait is charity. I never understood that. I never understood why people care so much about giving to other people. I always felt like humanity is innately evil and selfish. Regardless of who you are, regardless if you think you're a good person, an evil person, when you start to service humanity, there's a joy in that won't come from any amount of money or any amount of success. You'll feel an intense feeling that you don't get from anything else. That feeling doesn't fade. As long as you keep doing that thing, if you keep like inspiring people, keep helping people, enriching their lives, it only gets better, like the more people you help.